Hey everyone, welcome to the Downhill Dad. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Fuji Auric Long Travel 1.5. Starting off with some basic specs on the suspension, the frame has 160 millimeters of travel, and the fork has 170 millimeters of travel, courtesy of the RockShox Yari fork. I always like to make the bike mine, so I replaced the cockpit with my Factor Shake stem and my Fun MTB handlebars that have about 30 millimeters of rise. The rear shock is a mouthful, but it is the RockShox Super Deluxe Coil Select that is super plush and my first coil shock ever, and I'm enjoying it. The Auric Long Travel 1.5 comes stock with front 203 millimeter rotors and 180 millimeter rotors in the rear. Now the brakes were embedded at this time, but you can hear the squeaking and the eventually improved in performance down the trail. Decided to replace the rear hub that came with it because it was not much to talk about, and ended up replacing it with the Factor 602 boost rear hub with 60 points of engagement on each side of the hub there, and it's been phenomenal. I love the sound of it. I'd rather have something super loud than something super quiet on the trails. The drivetrain is a Shimano Shadow Dior with clutch. It's an 11-speed with a 10 to 51 rear cassette. Pretty standard. Everything else is Shimano as well. And the brakes are TRP Quadium's 4-piston calipers. Today I'm announcing a brand new segment titled Downhill Dad Brew-view. I'll be reviewing a beer every week, and today we're starting with Carton Brewery out of Atlantic Highlands, New Jersey, Can We Boston Cream Pastry Cream Ale. What's interesting is that this beer is almost 10% alcohol, but is not thick like a stout and continues to maintain its light airiness while drinking an entire pint. It's brewed with freeze-dried cream cheese, chocolate, and some other ingredients that give it an awesome taste and something that you can sip on and it's not going to get old. Since this is a mountain bike channel, we're scoring in cogs, and this is a 9 out of 12 cogs on a 12-speed cassette. Can I just reiterate again how much I love Factor Components mountain bike accessories? They're amazing. I was pleasantly surprised with the performance of this bike, my other bike, the Salsa Cassidy. I was concerned on how it was going to perform compared to that, but didn't bottom out harshly at all, and very impressed with how it handled. With no climbing assist on the rear shock, it's not going to set any records, and you're going to exert a lot of energy climbing, so take your time climbing with this bike. Overall, most of the parts on the bike are well worth it. I think they could have upgraded some of the parts to be a little more durable, a little more functional for what the bike is. But can't complain for what you get during this time that it's hard to get a bike. For a bike that's $3,500, I think you have a really good setup and good value here. Some people might not like the fact that it's a Fuji, but Fuji is making a big comeback and is making legitimate bikes like this. And if you don't want to spend $6,000 on an enduro bike, I think this is the way to go. It's definitely performs well. Nothing was loose. It has a progressive suspension, and I think you're going to really enjoy it for the value. And just to test it out, I really am going to use this for the first enduro race of the season in Georgia, in the Go Nuts Enduro, the inaugural race for Jared's place. The Auric Long Travel is in my top 5 bikes that I choose in affordability and value for the enduro bike it is. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe for more bike reviews and upcoming beer reviews. And remember to ride for yourself.